and I have literally nothing against OnlyFans. I'm also doing a subscription content channel, but I'm not doing porn. Okay, I just got back from the pool, hence my outfit. And speaking of hot outfits, I wanted to give you a little tour / rundown of my new Patreon. I launched my Patreon a little bit over 2 weeks ago, so it's been like 2.5 weeks. And it's funny because this has been something that I've wanted to do for so long. And I even talked about it on Instagram like 2 years ago that I was going to start it. And I basically just kind of chickened out. Number one, I didn't know what platform I wanted to put my premium subscription content on. And I just really didn't fully know what I wanted it to be yet. And you'll find out if you're not already a member of the Patreon, which I hope you become a member. But it's not porn and it's not sexually explicit, but it is hot. It's hot and sexy photos and videos. And there's one part to it that just kind of was born the first week that I launched the Patreon, and I'm going to tell you what that is. So it's not that having a subscription content channel is like all this crazy work. It can be a lot of work, but what I have found is that it requires so much intentionality around the vision and the feel that you're creating for your members inside a subscription content platform. So as I was in there playing around the first week, I fortunately had a lot of photos from previous photo shoots that I had nowhere to put. I was able to launch my Patreon with these other photo shoots that I had taken over the previous months. And then as I was kind of figuring my way around inside the Patreon platform, I noticed how easy it was to start a podcast inside Patreon. And I started thinking, I've literally been wanting to do a podcast for so long. I used to have a podcast in 2018 and it was called The Unglamorous Life. And I had a co-host and it was really cool. And I eventually just like stopped doing it because I had kind of outgrown it. And my life was changing a lot. And so for quite a while now, I have also wanted to do a podcast. So I'm like, let me just do this. I'm launching the Patreon. Let me just launch this podcast. And the podcast has quickly become my absolute favorite part. And here's why. So the reason that I love the podcast so much and just that I'm really loving this Patreon experience so much is, number one, it's just so fun and there's so much creative freedom and I can do whatever I want in there. And I'm also getting a lot of feedback from the members that are already inside the membership. So it's this really cool like community effort of just building a super cool world of our own. So my boyfriend, his name is Phil, he is a amazing photographer. Like he's so talented and he's literally been taking my photo for the past 2 years ever since we've been together. And so he's taking all of my photos for inside the Patreon. I'm also getting a ton of behind the scenes content with my iPhone. So there's like a nice mix of content that I'm making available for my subscribers. And he has also become my kind of official co-host on the podcast. And even though we've only done a few episodes so far, it's just cool to have him as my co-host because I feel super supported. He gets to be a part of the project and we just have a really dope chemistry, not only when he's shooting me, but also just on screen. And I know it kind of sounds like I'm talking about like we're doing porn, but we're not. I'm going to get to that in a second, but it's just been really cool because he also kind of represents the male perspective and most of my Patreon subscribers are men. And so there's been a few times in the podcast where I've had him ask me questions from the male perspective.
What's one part of yourself you think the world misunderstands?
Oh my God, that's such a good question. So there was something really funny that happened on Instagram yesterday. Essentially, I had put out episode 2 of Backstage with Celeste inside Patreon, and then I was taking clips from the episode and posting that on Instagram and YouTube. And the particular clip that I chose, I happened to be talking about sexual energy and how if you are aroused or turned on, if you don't act on that right away by having sex or masturbating, you can actually channel that energy, because it's your life force energy, it's your vitality. You can channel that into other things like transforming your life and manifesting things in your life. But can I tell you what I think this question is really about?
What is it?
Okay, so I think this question is really more about, yes, the creative production and the creative process, but also the energy that gets created between us. So it is very hot for us to do these shoots, as you can imagine. So that comes into play. Like, if one of the reasons why I love this Patreon project so much is because it is hot. Like, I feel sexy and turned on, and especially when he's really into it. So like when he's really in a flow state and vibing and he's like, you know, guiding me into what to do for the shot, like it's very hot. Sometimes we take breaks.
That's all you're getting.
Sometimes we take breaks.
That's all you're getting.
During the shoot, which is so hot. And this is what I wanted to say earlier, and I said I was going to save it, is that so what happens in that process when we're shooting and creating the content for this is it's sexual energy. It's like the sexual energy gets activated. And my comment section went insane because part of the podcast experience is I'm wearing something really sexy. So I have a lot of cleavage, and the couch that Phil and I are sitting on, it's actually in our bedroom. It's like the side room. It's like the study next to our bedroom. It's a black couch, and it kind of looks like a porn casting couch. And it's funny, like that's intentional. But people were going crazy in the comments saying that I'm doing porn now and that this was an ad for OnlyFans. So I made another Instagram reel to kind of acknowledge what was happening in my comment section, poking fun at it, but also going a little bit deeper into the concepts that I was talking about, what sexual energy really is. And through that conversation and that big buzz on my social media and it kind of being this controversial thing, like, you know, there were people talking shit and there was also people that were super supportive and just kind of the full spectrum of reactions. And like, I know what this is. I know that the way that I dress creates a certain expectation, but it's also just part of the experience. This is my premium subscription content world. I'm doing whatever I want. I'm making it fun and entertaining and sexy and hot and educational. And don't forget that I have been coaching private clients for 6 years. And it's literally what I do to talk about some of these things that can help you improve your life. And one of the things that I have found to be so powerful and potent in my own life is cultivating that life force energy and using it to create new things in my life, to create change in my life, to create momentum to move me forward in my life. So it was just really funny. And so then I made this other video to kind of set the record straight and say, okay, I'm not doing porn, but acknowledging like, yeah, I'm dressed kind of like a porn star. Like I'm just really hot. It's fun to kind of challenge people's perceptions and break stereotypes and be like, yeah, I can look like this and I can talk about sex and I can talk about sexual energy. Doesn't mean that I'm doing porn. So it just was really funny, and I'm really enjoying the ride and kind of what this is stirring up in a lot of people. And, you know, there's been so many people that are my peers and my friends that are so supportive. And I even have some of my private clients, like I coach men and women. I even have some of my private clients inside my Patreon membership. So what exactly is included in the paid membership, you ask? I'm inside the Patreon every single day. So there is a group chat and I'm interacting with that every day, either posting selfies or just updating or asking questions or just saying what's up. And you can find on the wall every single day either photos from one of our photo shoots, some selfies, or a 1 to 3 minute behind the scenes video from a photo shoot, or a voice memo, or I'm putting stuff in there I'm in there all the time. So it's daily interaction. And I also just made custom content options available too. The number one thing I've been doing in there is asking a lot of questions and getting feedback. And I even did my entire first episode of my podcast, which is called Backstage with Celeste. The entire thing was a Q&A, and I got all of the questions from inside the members only chat. And the number one thing that people were saying was, are you going to be doing custom content? Are you going to be doing custom content? And so literally today, I put up 3 custom content options. I made it clear that it's not porn and there's nothing explicit in any of the content that I'm creating. And there's a few different options, but you have to be a paying member to even be able to purchase or select custom content. And there's only one tier. So come to my Patreon page, join as a paying member. You're able to get daily interaction, photos, videos, selfies, chat, podcast weekly, and you have the option to purchase custom content. So it's a lot of fun. I'm answering messages in there all the time. Like it's a super cool, very immersive world, and I would love to see you in there. So Phil's a nerd.
I'm not a nerd.
Phil's a hot nerd.
All right.
He has the anime night once a week with his friends at the house.
That was privileged.
You showed me Totoro.
Totoro got her hooked on the Totoro,
Big
guys.
fan of Totoro. We leave each other notes because he gets up and goes to work really early, and I stay up a little bit later than he does. So I write him a note at night, and I always draw a Totoro for him.
Write your ladies' notes, motherfuckers.
All right. Love you. Bye.